let's go
I
to the fun
agree.
stuff. Let's go to the West, dude.
Yeah,
Do you
let's go
want
to where the champion's coming from.
do you want to go to postmortem first, or do you want to talk about the series that
Let's save the postmortem. Let's save the postmortem.
Okay, so I think this is the best series that I've enjoyed personally through this whole playoffs. T pups in 6 or maybe 5,
Yep.
and the
Right.
Spurs. Your team to pick to win it all. I rarely hedge away from making an all out pick, but I've let you kind of drive this. Although if we think way back to this, think way back to BBSH when we were talking about the NBA Cup. What did I tell you in that NBA Cup at that point? Do you remember? I said the Spurs are coming, right? And they won
Yeah,
without
you
Wemby.
did.
And I predicted them going, the whole way. The Castle had a real showout game in that, and we're seeing more of that. Had this great game 5. My thoughts last night watching the game, Wally. The pivotal play was a Steph Castle rebound. Jaden McDaniels goes over his back, picks up his 4th foul, goes to the bench. Steph gets 2 runouts. Dylan Harper was incredible. Keldon Johnson, 8 of 11 off the bench. Vic came out, of course, punching. The Wolves pushed back and had, kind of made some punches, but the Spurs looked as good as they've been. Dylan Harper is rounding into form. Their negative spot, which I'll push back on you because you've been high on him. De'Aaron Fox, dude, inefficient.
Oh,
Hasn't
sure. No, you're right.
he hasn't been good. And they're going to need him against the Thunder if they get there. What do you see happening in Game 6? What do you hope that happens? And what are you enjoying with the series?
So I agree with you. I think it's been the best series. I think, I said this, a game or two ago, and I'm going to keep it. I do think that the Timberwolves are going to show a lot of pride in Minnesota at
They
home.
have to. Yep.
And they're going to win Game 6, and it's going to go 7. I have the Spurs winning that 7th game. De'Aaron Fox has not been what the Spurs need him to be if they are going to go all the way. So at the moment, that is the impediment. And he's a perfect, he's yet another, I just should say, example of, look, man, if your shot isn't falling, go ahead and put your head down and force the action. And he's still one of the fastest guys in the league, and he's a pretty good free throw shooter. Yep. So, I think it's going 7. I think the Wolves are going to show pride. And I think the Spurs ultimately win it because that guy Wembanyama, man, he's the real deal, man. He's the real deal, and that's why I think they're going to win it all, because he is going to will that team, and he doesn't have to do it himself. I'm very big on Steph Castle, maybe not quite as much as you, because you really, really like him. I really do, though. Dylan Harper, I mean, the guy I thought was a little questionable at number 2 overall. He is everything and more for that pick. Maybe not Cooper Flag, but he's amazing. Yeah, dude, they're super deep, man. Champagne can go up at any time. Vassell, Keldon Johnson showing up as a 6th man in that game.
Luke
so
Cornett is even
I think it's
good
going to
minutes.
7 though. Oh yeah, Cornett for sure. Yeah,
Magic City Cornett.
Yeah, and they're they're the Magic City Cornett, and they're the word we hear a lot now is how connected a team is. Obviously, the Thunder are the most connected team, but I think the Spurs are right there, man. So yeah, I think it goes 7 though. I really do.
Vegas has the Spurs winning in Minnesota. I think it's 4.5 points, which is interesting because Ant at home, and Minnesota's gritty, right? Like De'Aaron Fox not getting to the rim and in the paint. I think it is also playing off of how tough a defenders Minnesota has and their athleticism.
Sure.
And I wonder if I don't want to say he's lost a step, but I almost wonder if there's a little bit of disconnectedness of what his true role is and how that works. I think Mitch Johnson, the Spurs coach, needs to play 2 of the 3 dudes at all times: Wemby, Steph, and Dylan Harper. I think only one guy should be on the bench. I think you need that. The minutes where they start to kind of lack sometimes is when they have 2 of those guys on the bench, in my opinion. And if they're going to get where they want to get, you're going to need productive Fox minutes. Because he's not going to hold up defensively. Absolutely. So he's got to be a scoring weapon. Steph Castle, dude, and Dylan Harper just get in the paint at will, and they're 21 and 22 years old. They're 20 and 21 years old. I think maybe it's 22.
Amazing.
Anyway, under 20. Yeah, like their strength and what they're able to do. This is what I'm so intrigued by with OKC is, can they match them physically? Can they impart their force? Can they still get downhill with as good a defense as OKC plays? And we'll preview that, I'm sure, when we get to that point, like probably next week. Hopefully we'll be talking about that. But man, that matchup, I heard, I think it was Bill Simmons said today, in the last 15 years, has there been a more exciting matchup that we're going to see play out? When you think back to some of maybe the Warriors, LeBron stuff, maybe, it's going to
Yeah.
be, really, really, really fun. And I think the Timberwolves matchup, I'm kind of with you. I tend to think Ant stands up at home, but it's interesting that that Vegas sees Wemby and the Spurs going in there and taking this thing. And if they do that, that launching pad then going into OKC, who they beat what 4 out of 5 times this year, like that's got to be
Yep.
on fire, right? Like if they have a crap game 6 or 7 again, I guess it'd be 6 against Minnesota. Does that negate a little bit of their momentum? I kind of like that the Thunder are done because even SGA recently cited that they're a little rusty. And meanwhile, it seems like the Spurs are getting challenged the right way. There's a positive spin to this elbow thing with Vic, where he had to sit out, he had to come back out. Last night, Naz Reid gives him a after whistle shiver in the air, and he just handles it. He laughs it off. Like they're showing this maturity for young players that you just don't see. So like, I don't know. It's all kind of going as planned. I just pray for health, right? With Wemby, you just hope he stays healthy, dude. Yeah, and because
Absolutely. Everyone involved.
yeah, Wemby Chet matchup. I mean, just all the cross matchups are going to be just so good. Okay, postmortem. How do you feel? Do you want me to rapid fire you some questions? Let me rapid fire you some questions. Okay.
Please.
Put your Palinka leather jacket on. Okay, you got it on? Okay. Rob, Walrus Rob, you're willing to attach your everything to Luka. I can't blame you. However, what confidence has that guy given you that he's going to be in shape and ready to roll if you're going to max him out and give him what he wants? Where's your confidence at with Luka? Because it starts there.
Confidence, yeah. My confidence is pretty strong. I think he showed himself this year to be capable of getting into shape and having a really determined mindset. It's a shame that the hamstring came back around because, Lakers were rolling 16-2 in March, go back to that word connected, super connected. LeBron being the Swiss Army knife that I knew he could be. So, but yeah, the guy, has had challenges being in shape consistently. He clearly has a little bit of an injury bug. But when the guy is right, he's one of definitely the top 10, arguably top 5 players in the world. And you could say next to SGA, perhaps as much, best scorer in the world, and the most points wins the game. So I'm pretty confident. Obviously, need to figure out a way to keep the guy healthy. Conditioning, is going to be a big part of that. But no, I stand behind Luka Doncic. I really do. He's the Lakers right now.
Rob, you fleeced Nico, so I have confidence in you. Do you want me to put on my Jerry West hat, or do you want me to be Bob Myers? Who do you want me to be? Because I'm going to be your devil's advocate.
Jerry West.
All right, I'm the logo. All right, I appreciate everything you're saying, Rob, although I don't think Jerry would say that. He'd just say, cut the BS. You said when this guy is right. You tell me, is Luka Doncic more Kawhi Leonard, Giannis, Joel Embiid? Is he more that superstar? Or is he more LeBron, SGA, Joker? Is he more that superstar? Which camp is he in? Which foot does he have which pond does he have a foot in? Or does he have a foot in both? Because one is perpetually injured superstars that we continually make an excuse for. If they're right, then they are. And the other one are dudes that show up every year and do it.
Yeah. I think maybe a little both, but I look.
That's a problem.
It is a problem. I mean, if I'm being honest, and I'm going to go ahead and take Rob's jacket off, and I'm going to go ahead and be myself. You gotta lean. It's a nice jacket, though. You gotta lean towards the former. I would say in terms of his availability, certainly better than Embiid. Certainly better, at least up through this point, than Kawhi. But yeah, when you say Giannis,
Kawhi had a Finals MVP and a championship before at this age.
Oh, I'm not saying he's so don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying he is as accomplished.
No, I'm saying Kawhi was healthy. Kawhi was healthy at that point. That's what I'm just reminding you. And then his knee thing went. Then he
I
goes
don't
to
know. Yeah,
Toronto and wins another one.
yeah,
I
right.
think he's
Yeah.
Kawhi. I think
No,
Kawhi
no. I
might
mean,
be.
come
I think
on.
Kawhi might be a good comp for health.
Yeah.
When he's on the court, he is a top 3 player in the league. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. He's
I
not
don't
as
think that's
athletic.
okay.
Yeah, he's not as athletic as Kawhi. He should play more like Joker, right? Where at his own pace, injuries
You
don't
should.
matter. Yeah. Okay. So, regardless whether you got your jacket on or not, you are attached to Luca. You're riding with him. You guys are fortunate
Yes,
to
they
have
are.
him. And that's how it's going to go. Okay. Question 2. Luca says he has chemistry with AR. You and I are both AR fans. What are you going to do here, dude? Because now you are putting a lot of money on the table. You're up against the apron, and you have 2 negative defenders, and a little bit of injury piling up here too with AR.
Yes. Yeah, that, of course, is the talk right now in Los
Yep.
Angeles, and, a major topic of conversation in the NBA, generally speaking. I think it's really going to come down to what the number is, because, I think he's eligible for, is it up to 50 million?
I mean, I think so. Yeah,
Right?
and to be fair, AR's a good dude. Where you kind of think, I mean, he took a trim last time. Perhaps he, is willing to again because he likes Luca and he wants to be there. But I mean, it could be 30, right? It's got to be at least 30, doesn't it? 30 or 40.
He took a trim. He took a
Because he didn't give
trim
an
though
offer letter.
in order to. Yeah, what I mean to say is he took a trim in order to give himself the opportunity to get what he's about to get, which is significantly more money.
So will he trim again?
I mean, his agent definitely is going to discourage him from doing that.
Yep.
Let's see here. Hold on a second here. I got somebody coming by.
Well, you're good. Do you need me to? Do you need me to?
No.
You talk.
Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. No, we're good. It's just.
No, I was just gonna say, like, the thing with him, it does seem like there's good chemistry, and I like their play together. And we saw it kind of work. When they were both on the court together. It goes back to the if they can be on the court. But if you do sign him, then you need defense, right? You need defense around those 2 dudes. You're going to have the scoring.
I'm no longer backing up down this entire street, so I can be more focused. I think it's going to really come down to the exact number, because I don't know, based on, like you're saying, now he's got a little bit of a history of injury and the inconsistency in the playoffs. And I think the guy needs to be given, some grace on that. He came back from
I respect that he came back. Yeah, I respect that he came back injured, whereas Luca did not, and Luca maybe could not. But those are just facts.
Right.
I respect that he played. Because the other guy they're targeting, Peyton Watson. I'm sure Peyton Watson is on everybody's mind in LA. If they go get him, he did not come back to play. Right, he saved his value, which I don't respect, because Denver needed him. So we both like AR. I do think from a basketball standpoint, Walrus, the my turn, your turn thing that they got going isn't always like the most fun watch. A little bit, like I think the most fun watch was.
I agree with that.
Yeah, when LeBron was Swiss Army knifing, that's when it was fun, right? That was when I think it was fun to watch Lakers play, and that's the other piece. And I know we're kind of up against it probably, and so maybe we need to put a pin in this one. Okay, we're good. So, okay, then Rob, my next question. Good. So your answer, Rob, there is you got to see what the number is with AR. That's fine. Do you and if nothing else, you probably sign and trade him, right? You don't let him walk. I think you've said that before. Bron.
That's the disaster, dude. That's just a disaster.
Yeah, Bron's your next question then.
Again, it's really about the math. If the math can math, and the thing is, and as you would imagine, this is, what everyone's talking about now out here in Los Angeles. His situation needs to be determined first. So the Lakers can't really necessarily afford to give LeBron perhaps as much time as he may want to make this decision. And he's earned the right to have that time. I mean, come on. Like, again, I will never back down from these fools who claim to be Lakers fans who hate on LeBron,
Yeah.
They either weren't born yet, or they had the name of the surgery, lobotomy. Like, I mean, the guy saved the franchise,
Yep.
man. I was here. I was here. I was calling into Max Kellerman and his partner at the time, Marcellus Wiley, complaining about how just ridiculous it was that the situation had gotten to this point. 3 straight number 2 overall picks, and 2 of them flamed out. Brandon Ingram, he's a really good player, all-star here and there.
Man, I asked you
D'Angelo
what
Russell,
you do with LeBron, and you're
and
telling me, and you're talking about Brandon Ingram, who Toronto's trying to shop. Come on, stay on topic here.
my
Stay
point,
on topic
my
here. I'll
point
make this simple on
all
you.
right.
I'll make this simple on
Wait,
you. I've got the answer.
Who's
I've got the answer.
I'm just so sorry. I need clarity. Who's telling me to stay on topic?
I've got the.
I just need to know.
The student has become the master.
Sure.
Student has become the master. Here's the easy clarity. It's a quick flight to the Bay. It's a quick flight to the Bay. Braun, go play with Steph. Yeah, they want him back if he doesn't get paid, right? If he's on a bet minimum, yeah. Why wouldn't they want him back? He was productive. Yeah. I mean, in the end, your most productive playoff player was a 41-year-old. Period. And does that ever happen again? Probably not. Correct. But if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be him. Go play in the Bay. Go play with Steph. Give the fans a farewell tour. Period. Be out of there. And maybe if he wants to stay. If he wants to stay and he I mean, really, the best fit for the Lakers probably is LeBron, and the best fit for LeBron potentially is the Lakers. But you're right, it all comes down to numbers. But all that being said, you still have to flesh out the details. Marcus Smart, I think, has a player option. Dominating, I think, has a player option. We both like Rui.
He'll be back.
Rui's got to get paid, right?
Love Rui.
He's got to get paid.
Rui.
Yeah. Well, apparently JJ doesn't, because he had him on the bench on the last play of the season. Needing a 3.
Really, if you were gonna give me the choice, I could only keep one of them. Either Austin Reeves or Rui Hachimura. I'm keeping Rui Hachimura 11 out of times.
Wow, that's a statement, huh?
He is untapped potential. It drives me insane.
Well,
if I was coaching Rui Hachimura.
Yeah, here's my next question then, Rob. Is JJ making Rui better or worse?
I think he started moving towards making him better because he was giving him more opportunities to shine.
Did he only get those opportunities because of injuries? Did he only get those opportunities because of injuries?
That's fair to say, but sometimes that's what's required. Hey, look, man.
I did not see Rob making Rui a better player. I saw Rui being confused throughout the entire season. What's my role? Am I going to get shots this game? Am I not? You need to establish clear expectations for your role guys and let them thrive.
I agree. Overall, I agree. He's been misused. He's been misused for 3 years. First for Darvin Ham. And then, actually, let me think about this. Was Frank Vogel the coach when Rui got to the team?
Yep. Frank Vogel was your championship coach.
Yeah, but Rui wasn't on that team.
Was it Rui's rookie year? I think it was rookie year.
Rui, well, not his rookie year, because Rui was drafted by Washington,
no, I'm saying,
9th overall. For the Lakers.
He wasn't a Laker. Yeah.
Rui was on the team that got swept by the Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals. Darvin Ham was the coach on that team. I'm just trying to remember if Vogel started one way, and then they got the trade deadline. Anyways, the point is, at the very least, he's been misused by 2 coaches. He's not I wouldn't even call him a diamond in the rough, because he's out of the rough. He's there to be seen. He is statistically the best 3-point shooter in playoff history. And I shout out this guy. He's a great listener out here. Previously, I'm saying, well, no, he's put up enough shots to prove that he's capable. But forget about the 3-point shot. The dude is incredible from the mid-range. Incredible. Utilize that weapon, man. Run that guy off some picks.
Ironically,
the pick and roll.
Ironically, what the Lakers are looking for is 3-and-D dudes, right? And Rui's D is okay. I don't know, but coach him up to be.
Can improve.
Coach him up to be a positive defender, but that's the guy you want. Size that he has too. A little bit of the problem though, Walrus. I think this is why Jalen Brunson left Dallas and took a trim. when you play with Luka Doncic, you are not going to get the basketball. I mean, there's only one basketball to go around. And if Luka's handling it, and if AR's handling it, and if Braun's handling it, when does Rui touch the ball? And Marcus Smart's handling it. And so let's put a pin in this. Let's come back to this because we want to bring Beto on. We do want to shout out AK and Beto for what a great Laker post game in the season. But let's put a pin in this. Let's talk some more Laker shop. Because we'll get more. This is going to be a dramatic soap opera that continues, right? Anything around LeBron and and then we got the AR stuff. So
this is going to be the story of the NBA offseason.
Yeah. I think Giannis is also the story. That perpetual.
That's such a played out, tired story.
Agreed.
Though.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Agreed. Yep.
Yeah. So I saw, I didn't see the particular quote, but one of the preeminent NBA insiders, and he's like Mr. Cap, capologist, Bobby Marks.
Yep, I like Bobby.
I saw him quoted as saying that really for the Lakers, unfortunately, the best free agents that are available to them are their own free agents.
Yeah.
So
and
it's
the Spurs are not going to be worse. OKC's not going to be worse. Utah's not going to be worse. Denver, Minnesota, the Blazers, the Clippers got that pick. The Suns. I mean, I don't know, man. Dallas.
The Thunder. Yeah. The Thunder are built through the draft. Yes, for Shea, but everything else, right? Built through the draft. when that number 1 pick landed with San Antonio, and they tanked for sure. But it's you got to be kidding me, man. You're giving that franchise that denied the Lakers at least one, probably a couple championships. You're giving them the next transcendent player. My God, everyone's going to be trying to play catch up with the Thunder and the Spurs and the West, and frankly the NBA for several years. So for the Lakers, you got Luka. I think AR comes back. I don't think it's going to be at 50 million because I don't think another team. See, the thing is for the Lakers is, are you going to perhaps risk him saying, well, forget you people, like if you're not willing to give me this money and another team is? I just don't see another team willing to give him 50 million right now. I think he's pretty much, his ceiling is 40 million. I think the Lakers would be willing to pay that. I think they would prefer, obviously, it being less. I think he might come in for 35. I just don't see another team right now willing to give a guy who, like you said, he's a negative defender. It's just, it's no fault to him.
That's funny. It's funny when your fandom at this point has you kind of you want to give credit to the guy you love, but then you're kind of poking holes to hurt his value so that you can get it back. It's an interesting nuance, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a shame. It really is.
But it's where it is. But yeah, I'll say it again, and then I better get to it, Wally.
Yes.
I saw a quote where there was AR Giannis talks and Luka shut that down. You bring Giannis in.
He loves playing and being a teammate and hanging out with apparently Austin Reeves. So I think Austin Reeves
would be a great hang.
He's going to be a Laker.
I'd play golf with him. I play golf with Austin Reeves.
Oh, I'm a big Austin Reeves fan, man. I'm a big Austin Reeves fan. No, I want him back on the team. It's the unfortunate part is how this salary cap and that second apron particularly makes it so difficult for teams who just don't do well through the draft and player development.
But you're LA, and you got a top 5 talent in the middle of the night on a closed market deal. And your playoff,
I'm the most blessed sports fan.
And your playoff run, a 41-year-old was your best player. All right, Wally. It was real. It was good.
All righty, man.
Day at a time, 1 foot in front of the other. Let's get there.
That's right, man.
Good to see you, brother.
All righty, man. Be well. We'll see you next week.